couple of weeks, and he was involved in the investigation. When he announced the large bust, he also announced that he's for legalization of marijuana because those drug cartels you're talking about fund their operations, 80% of it through marijuana
That's
sales.
it. I mean, listen, again, alcoholism tripled during Prohibition. It energized the mob, which grew over 1,000%. That's the Fed's own numbers. It corrupted police. It destroyed our society. And when they lost that, they brought in drug prohibition to keep that scam and business going. You know, I want to continue here and come back with some final comments from both of you. But instead of playing the video, let's go to the 6-minute clip that you were talking about where you're challenging police. Which clip is that so they know which one to play?
Plea to the police.
Yeah, plea to the police on Never Get Raided. It's the volume 2, and you'll see in a minute, I explained to the cops an alternative way of running a search warrant. Until we get the drug war repealed, I've got a foolproof plan in there, how to raid houses and never cause any harm. In fact, there was a sheriff in West Texas that when we went into his jurisdiction, that's how he insisted we raided the house. And it's in this clip. Cops do not have to throw flash grenades through windows and surround the house with SWAT gear and terrorize families to search for the drugs.
Well, now they're also converting the giant drug war apparatus. They're keeping its funding the same, increasing it, but they're now dual training for political prisoners against the American people, anti-terror. They're using the whole informant system now in Homeland Security to spy on people for their political views. The state police all over the country have been caught. I'm sure you've seen it in the press. Spying on groups that are against toll roads, spying on groups that are against the war, spying on groups that lobby for bike lanes. I mean, they're putting in the files that they are terrorists for those views and using anti-terror laws. So now they've created the phony drug war. They're now expanding it into the terror war against the American people. And now they announced 20,000 U.S. mainline Army troops to be used at checkpoints for drunk drivers. And they've got Marines in California running checkpoints in multiple counties searching people's cars. That's now in the news. And so, boy, I mean, we've got to stop it now.
People are leaving America. They're leaving this country because of that. In the next 2 years, if it continues like it's continuing,
and we can't get anything changed,
we're going to continue our fight in America, but we're going to do it from some other country. It's not safe here in America.
But the media, the mainstream media, glosses it over.
The mainstream media is the old AM channel, which is what I like. You know, Fox and CNN and newspapers. You know, newspapers are a thing of the past.
But I mean,
if the internet is the new FM. And
no, but I agree with them. I mean, my point is that they gloss it all over. They even gloss over them killing this guy. You know, in California, they just gloss. They go, well, you could see he was scuffling. Slam him down. He's not moving. They kill him, and the media goes, well, he was scuffling. I guess they needed to kill him. I mean, again, the system does all this PR selling us that it's okay, but they don't see the statistics. They grab over 1 million children with CPS a year in this country, and there's no due process. And briefly before we go to this, when we come back from this clip, talk about what it was like when you would see the CPS coming and grabbing the children after you'd done a drug raid, and the horror in the children that you mentioned a little bit earlier. And then we'll probably end it with that and let you guys eat some of the pizza we just got out there. Let's go ahead and go to this clip where you're a plea to the police to look in their own hearts and to realize they're part of something very, very wicked, and so we can change this before it's too late. Here it is.
When I was a police officer, SWAT teams were very rare. Now it seems every town has a little SWAT team. During the shooting of this film, we learned that 3 days ago, in a small town in Ohio, a SWAT team raided a 25-year-old mother with 6 children. They used flash grenades and machine guns, shooting and killing the 25-year-old mother, shooting the 1-year-old baby in her arms. The 1-year-old baby had to have a finger amputated, and they're not sure what's going to happen to the arm. Does America need another drug case that bad that they have to shoot and kill a 25-year-old mother and a 1-year-old baby? And what's even crazier is there is a non-violent way to conduct search warrants. Many cops have heard about the West Texas sheriff that used to conduct raids in a non-violent manner. You remember how if he had a search warrant for a person's home, he simply did surveillance on the house until the residents drove away, and he pulled them over on a traffic stop, arrested them, got the keys to the house, interviewed the suspect, ultimately resulting in placing a key in a door and opening the house and calling the other people forward to arrest them? Without any shots being fired, without any flash grenades, without any of that stuff. Listen, I know what the police are doing. You're breaking into these homes in this manner, not because you have to, but because you have this huge adrenaline rush and you think it's cool. It's not cool terrorizing our American families. So please, until we get this drug war repealed, change your way of breaking into our homes so we don't have to go to the funerals of 25-year-old mothers and we don't handicap a 1-year-old baby the rest of his life.
Barry and I have 4 wonderful kids who are straight-A students and popular wherever they go. The reason for this is because we teach our kids the truth about everything, including drugs.
Candy's exactly right. Parents, stop trusting government programs such as DARE to teach your kids the truth about drugs. They're not teaching the truth. They're teaching lies. Did you know in 5,000 years of recorded use, not one person has ever overdosed on marijuana? You know, it's sad our kids have to share books in our public school systems and struggle to get money to go to college. Yet we spend $17 million a day housing our nonviolent drug offenders. We built 21 prisons in the state of California last year and only 1 university. Parents, something is backwards. I want you to think about something. When was the last time you heard of a kid dying from an illegal drug in your neighborhood? It's very, very rare. It's not the drugs that are killing our kids, it's prohibition. Do you realize we have 1.5 million children without one or both parents because of the drug war? That's right, their parents are setting up a nonviolent drug crime. Now, what causes more harm, the drug or the kids not being with their parents? And finally, we must be honest about our parenting skills. We've all made mistakes. There is absolutely no evidence that says when a kid uses drugs, it causes them to go burglarize or commit another crime. The truth is selfishness and dishonor and disrespect are causing those things. It's easy for parents and teachers and doctors to blame our children's bad behavior on the drugs. The truth is, it's bad parenting. We already have laws in place in this country to protect me and you and our kids. If a person commits a crime of violence, there's a law in place to put them in jail for that. We live in America, parents. And if people want to use drugs till their teeth fall out of their head and develop this horrible quality of life because they wouldn't stop, they have the right to be miserable. Now, if they get up out of that drug-induced state and go and commit a crime, put them in jail for that crime, but not the drug.
He's right, parents. Teach your kids the truth about drugs.
Love, peace, and never get busted.
There's a former cop put up a website that tells drug dealers and drug smugglers how to get away with their crimes, correct?
Right. He's a former cop who is against the war on drugs, thinks it's a bad idea.
But, I mean, it's just vile. I mean, these people are just vile. It gets worse and worse.
And sometimes body wires come in the form of a book. This one's 30% off, by the way.